system where they can flag to us 4 times a day if there are any concerns at all, right? So they can talk to us, and we have the system up in place in the 72-hour strikes where they were able to communicate with us, and not a single safety concern was raised. So we have this safety net, but we know that our colleagues, our senior SAS doctors and consultants, these are the expert clinicians, can safely provide care.
Okay, so what happens if they say, yeah, we do need the doctors? What happens then?
So there's a system in place where NHS England can communicate with us. The BMA will assess the risk and find places where they can staff hospitals adequately.
So what challenges might these hospitals have to be in before your doctors will go back to work?
So the framework is all available to all NHS trusts, so they can self-assess and refer themselves to NHS England. NHS England will then review the risk, give them options as to how they can safely staff their units with their existing staff. And if this isn't possible, they'll contact the BMA and have discussions with us about what we need to do.
So in your opinion, lives are not at risk as a result of this strike?
No, so we were able to do the 72-hour strike safely, and that demonstrates that we do have expert clinicians who can safely step down, and we do have enough doctors to cover the wards. If this changes, or if there is a mass casualty event, we urge every trust to contact us, because patient safety is first and foremost.
Okay, 35% is what you want?
So what we're asking for is pay restoration. Now, that means that we need
Which is 35%?
Which is 35%.
You're not going to get it.
So what we're asking for is £5 to £10 per hour more for every single doctor. Now, what we're seeing in the NHS at the moment, we need to look at this through the state that the NHS is in at the moment. We've got 7.2 million patients on waiting lists. This is more than we have people living in Scotland. We aren't operating, the government isn't operating a health service, they're operating a waiting list. And we've got 500 patients dying needlessly every week. We can't solve this without doctors.
7.2 million? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you're adding another 350,000 over the next 4 days?
So there will be patients that have their appointments and operations cancelled. The reason for this is because the government won't negotiate with us. They haven't given us an opening offer, and without an opening offer, there's nothing to negotiate.
So you'd settle for less than 35%?
We'll settle to find a way in which we can get pay restoration for doctors. This is ultimately...
Sorry, just to clarify, Doctor, forgive me. You say pay restoration is 35%. Are you saying that you would negotiate on that or not? Because you want pay restoration, which is 35%. So is that a starting point, or is that, if you don't get that, you're just going to go out on strike again and again?
So that is our opening offer. We're open to creative ways in how we can restore the pay of our junior doctors. But we need to appreciate that we are 9,000 doctors now, and with millions on the waiting list, we can't bring that number down without doctors. And patients know this as well. Patients are appreciating that the reason they can't see their GP, the reason they can't see a hospital specialist is because there aren't any, and the public do support us.
Is being a doctor not a vocation?
It is a vocation, but of course, if we've got to the point where the workforce is in crisis, when we can't give the level of care that we want to give patients, and doctors are leaving to go to Australia, New Zealand or Canada, we need to do something about this. This is ultimately so we can provide the care that we want to.
It's junior doctors. I mean, the clue's in the title. I mean, nobody would think that doctors don't earn a good salary as they climb up the ladder, to the extent where consultants are only coming back to work because they're being told that the cap of more than £1 million on their pension can be lifted. So
consultants have seen a huge decrease in their pay. They've seen a pay erosion higher than junior doctors have, and it's the highest in the public sector. They've lost 35% of their pay.
£1 million in their pension pots.
So that's...
I mean, it's the world's smallest fiddle from my viewers at home who are struggling to put money in the electric meter. So
that's a hypothetical pot of money that is growing with inflation, like our wages should. We can't speculate on what's going to happen in the future. People need to pay for their energy bills, they need to pay for their food and essentials right now.
Mm-hmm. You are confident that nobody's life will be put in danger as a result of this strike action. How confident can you be of that? Because I've been speaking to, obviously, the other side of the argument. They'll have a different view. I understand that. But they are saying they can't guarantee that.
So I can't guarantee that no lives will be put at risk, but what I can guarantee is that 500 patients are dying waiting for care at the moment. In December alone, we saw 50,000 patients waiting longer than 12 hours in accident and emergency. So essential care that they needed, they waited over 12 hours for, 50,000 of them.
You can't guarantee that no lives are at risk?
What I can guarantee is that emergency care, essential care, will be provided by expert clinicians in hospitals. So these are the experts that you see in clinics that make...
No, I understand, Doctor, but you just said that you can't guarantee that no lives will be put at risk as a result of strike action, but you also said that doctors, it's a vocation to be a doctor.
So what I'm saying is that no, I can't guarantee that no lives will be put at risk this week, but that's because the lives are being put at risk every single week. At the moment, we've got the expert doctors in hospitals. So these are doctors that may not usually be at hospitals when you have juniors in, and they are looking after the patients. They can provide care, better care than we can.
I'm guessing that you're going to blame the Health Secretary for the situation that you find yourselves in, and why not? What did you say to him this morning?
got 50,000 junior doctors out on strike today. They're all asking for pay restoration so we can fix this workforce crisis. I can only hope that he will listen.
Okay, it's good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Thank you.